Namaskar and good morning, everyone. I believe that there was so much of richness before I came on stage that I'm just thinking what to share now. Because there were so many points which they covered, and I was planning to talk about it. Maybe that is what the beauty of certain things when people come together who have similar thoughts on adding to the goodness of society, people think in similar lines. Today, I'll be talking about how we can bridge the gap from education to employment to this August gathering. And I know that all of you are doing quite a lot in that sector. I'm Sabah. I lead the education and government vertical at LinkedIn. And today I'll be covering 3 points: the mega economic opportunity which India has in coming 3 decades, what are the challenges which we will face when unlocking this opportunity, and finally wrap it up with how LinkedIn can play a part in that. This stat by Morgan Stanley in their recent report talks about that how India is going to surpass 7.5 trillion in the coming years. And there's another stats which talks about that how India is going to surpass 40 trillion in next 3 decades by 2050. And these predictions are fueled by 3 mega trends, which Ruchi also talked about some time back. Number one is global offshoring. Second is digitalization. And third is energy transition. I'll focus on global offshoring because that is where our key stakeholders, students, and the future of workforce lie. In fact, yesterday, when I was reading the newspaper, and it was a digital paper because nowadays print paper is so less to see, I was reading this digital newspaper which talked about friend shoring from US to India. And this point was also touched upon by my colleague from LinkedIn when she said that these offshore jobs are going to double very soon and be around 11 million. And we will also see a rise in the way manufacturing is contributing to the GDP, increasing from current 15%. What will all this give rise to? All this is going to give rise to new jobs. And the people who are going to get these jobs are the ones who will be skilled enough to be part of that ecosystem. I believe, as I was saying, that there's so much which has already been discussed so far. We also had people before us, before me, who came here, talked about the demographic dividend, the golden era of India, the Amrit Kal for India. When we are looking in these, when we look forward in the 25 years to come, India is going to reap unprecedented demographic dividend because of its age group of 15 to 64, which will be working class population in India. An interesting piece is the first 100 million, we will add 183 million by 2050 to the working population. Out of that, the first 100 million will be added in this decade. And these are the students, the young professional. Are we skilling our students enough to make sure that we are reaping a demographic dividend and not pushing the country towards a demographic disaster or a liability? That is a question which we have to ask ourselves. And as per a recent CII report on demographic dividend, education and skilling is going to be the biggest enablers to reap this benefit. And our Prime Minister also recently said that it is critical to prepare the demographic dividend of the country as per the demands of changing job. And if the youth is not prepared, they will not be in a position to get into the jobs of future. All is not good, though we talk a lot about good things, but we also have to look that where challenges lie. Currently, and some time back, the stat was released that the GER for higher education is trending nationally around 27%. Not a great number to have. And a paltry 3% of the total workforce is skilled in India, vis-a-vis 24% in China and 52% in US. What we need today is a focused approach towards skilling. And as Anjuji was saying, that skilling is so important, and it's a very holistic thing. It is not just learning soft skills or hard skills which is going to matter. It has to be holistic development. I would like to talk a bit about the students which are the major stakeholder for this gathering who is here. That the number one reason, and I believe Divya ji also added to this point, that the number one reason a student is in college is to become economically viable. They become economically viable either by getting into a job or by becoming an entrepreneur. That's the new thing in India. And I have this stat which says that as of 2022, we have 108 unicorn startups. And we are third in number as compared to US, which is 254 unicorns, and China, which saw 74. Last reported in 2021. Now we have this job creation also which is happening internally. What we have to focus is on making sure that our students are skilled enough to take these jobs and deliver the best for our GDP. But students don't believe that much because they believe, 61% of them believe that they were not career ready when they entered into the workforce. And there's a reason why they believe that. As per the World Economic Forum, 85 million jobs by 2025 will be eliminated. I would not say eliminated, I would say replaced by 97 million over there. Now, one of the important piece here is that as educationists, do we know that what are these 97 million jobs which are going to come in the market as my student is hitting the workforce or the career trajectory? That is where the institutions have to be nimble. They have to think ahead because students look up to them. And how fast the technology is changing, I'll tell a small story. So when I talk to my daughter, and I remember that how I used to talk to my mom when I was in college, I used to write her letters from my hostel, handwritten letters I used to send her. But today, my daughter is chatting with me on WhatsApp. And it's not even text. These are emojis which she uses. So for every emotion or everything which is happening, the kids have emoji today. I'm trying to say, just look at the shift which has happened. What does the emoji mean? It is, of course, that is the consumer front. That is where people are using it. But think of the technology which is powering it. Someone is working on it day or night to make sure that the right emoji comes up when someone has to press the button. That is the technology on which, and that's a very, very minuscule part I'm talking, that is the technology on which your students will be working. That is the kind of job they are going to be doing. So there's a huge shift, and the technology is changing very fast. There was audio, there was video, now there are these chats which are there is social media. It just keeps on changing very fast. What is needed for us is to know that what kind of jobs are coming in future, what are the skills which are needed for it. And this data is available in market, what are the skills which are needed for it, and how well we can prepare, especially India is in sheer numbers, and someone said about it just now that India is all about numbers. We have around 37 million plus students in higher education. It's all about numbers. We should look at how we can, at scale, skill our students. My bad. Again, not good use of technology here. Okay, so I'm coming down to the shift in skills which are happening. What we are seeing, and this is LinkedIn data, what we are seeing is that 29% of the skill set in India for jobs have changed from 2015. And what is interesting to see is that it is going to be like 50% of the skill set in this decade will be changed for the jobs. If these core skills are changing, let us look down to just one role, which is a data analyst role. And I'm sure educators who are especially in the placements and who want to place their students in different companies, this is a very, very hot role in the market right now. From 15 to 21, we saw that there were 8 new skills which were added. And this kind of change, not only us, but even the CEOs are calling it out. They're saying that the change in skill set is so fast that there is a huge shortage in the market. And this is going to be the major disruptor for the business. LinkedIn, as you all know, that we work very closely with employers, with corporates, with people who actually are looking for talent in market. We help them hire, we help them retain and upskill their talent. They always say that whenever we are hiring freshers, we are taking out 5 to 6 months to just train them as per the skill set which is needed in the company right now for a particular role. That time is a big loss to the company. They just want to shorten and shorten it. For that, they are doing a lot of work. They are trying to find out opportunities where they can work with colleges so that they have a future-ready talent. If you look at LinkedIn, we are 875. It's 850 here, but as the time ticks, we are adding more and more members to our platform. We are 875 million plus members globally, out of which the second biggest market for members across the globe is India. And not only just the members, these members are the ones who are putting in the data which creates rich insights for colleges and universities for their students. It is these members, these companies who are posting the jobs, the courses which are available to upskill the students, and the creators which we have on our platform. All these people come together to create rich insights for colleges and universities to know that which company is hiring for which role and what are the skills they are asking for. That gives you that competitive edge to become better when you are placing your students. In fact, especially during the pandemic, which pulled, as it was said, that it pulled the future forward for us, especially in the digitalization. There were 300 million skills which were added during that time on LinkedIn. People were doing courses. They were adding skills to their profile. And that is what got the skills first trend also in the market. When we look at LinkedIn, LinkedIn is in a unique position where it bridges the gap from education to employment. We are helping educational institutions to not only help skill their students, but also hire faculty, because faculty crunch is a real problem. There are not many faculties who are available, ready to go upskill. First, the faculty has to upskill themselves. Then they have to curate or create the content. Then they have to teach the student. It's a big, big, heavy lift. So, and in all that, they need to know that how fast the skills are changing. So we are helping today educational institutions to hire and upskill their faculties, design their curriculum based on the skills which are trending in the market, provide learning at scale to beat the, as I said, faculty crunch at universities, and improve placement for the students. With this, I would like to thank everyone for listening to what we are doing today in India. And I believe that the opportunity for India is immense, and the future is ours if we skill our workforce as per the demand of the industry. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Please take time to scan the QR code and give us feedback because we totally believe in constructive feedback and we really want to do better here. So take out your phone. This is the time. Scan and let us know. Thank you very much.